Welcome back, everyone, to our show, Mama and Minnie. I am Mama, of course.
And I'm Minnie.
And we're here again to talk about our favorite show, Survivor 48. We actually missed a couple weeks because it's hard to keep up. So here we are. We're going to do a little quick recap and give you our opinions on what we saw on episode 7. It was a great one. As usual, this season seems to be one of my favorites. What about you?
It's a little chaotic. I like it when it's chaotic.
Yes.
Like the end of the show.
Yep. And we have formulated some of our favorite players. And I'm still with the same people. Camilla, Kyle, Mitch. Yeah, so that's good so far. So let's get into it. Episode 7. The merge has already happened. They're all together. This is going to be a crazy challenge that they got into this time around. They were separated into 2 groups of 6, and they had to do that challenge where they have to hold the bucket. It was like part of their weight, pre-weight, or something like that.
Half their weight.
Yeah.
Or like a quarter.
Yeah, something like that. So that seems like a pretty hard challenge to do for people who have been on an island without eating. So it seems like there were high stakes. Whoever won the challenge, they're separated into 2 groups, and what would happen was that they would have to go into tribal council. All right, twice in one night, 2 separate groups. That's gonna be wild. We had our predictions as to who was gonna go home.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pretty crazy challenge. Cedric was done in like 20 seconds. Hold his weight. I mean, it's a tough challenge. I don't talk junk this time around because I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know. I haven't tried. So Cedric was done in 20 something seconds, and then it was Star. So they were out.
And
Mitch dropped as well, but he was doing pretty good. He was actually trying to turn his whatever you call that thing, to get the bucket to go back up to the beginning. So he was trying. And then
at the end, Joe and David were going head to head.
Joe and David were the final 2. Kyle was in it, but he quickly dropped. I guess he hurt his callus or his wart, whatever. He said something like he ripped the skin off of it, which that just sounded to be so painful, if that in fact happened. They didn't show it in the show at all, so
I don't think I would want even to see that anyways.
No? You want to see what it looks like?
Nope.
And then it was lastly Joe and Eva.
David.
Eva actually was one of the last ones to go. It was like 4 of them left, and Eva was holding pretty strong. That girl is strong. She's definitely a physical player, as well as mental. But in the physical aspect, out of all the girls, she did her thing. I still want her to go home. I'm gonna be honest. I still want her to go home. And lastly, Joe and David. It was the showdown. Okay, it was a showdown.
I feel like David. I didn't like David.
Why not? Why didn't you like David?
Because he went, well, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Oh yeah.
Like,
You're
being too cocky.
I was thinking because they were really cocky. I would have been afraid to be that cocky, and then all of a sudden I'm talking so much junk that I would have dropped the bucket because I'm talking so much junk. But they made it look easy. They were holding on really, really well. So
I think Jeff said for like an hour.
An hour. That's a long time. A long time after how many days of not eating? Wait, did David get to eat?
Yeah.
He was at the sanctuary, or he wanted to?
Because the whole tribe got to eat because.
Was Joe part of that? So the purple went and got to eat, and then orange didn't. So the fact that Joe was on the orange team and he was holding on for a long time, he did say, I'm hungry. So I think that was a challenge, and then they went to eat. But he didn't get to eat. Right, that makes perfect sense.
But he still won immunity.
He still won immunity. Oh my gosh, you're right, that's right. And then with this vote at Tribal Council,
they split into 2 groups, and then they had to vote. So the first group, the one they lost, was not going to be on the jury. But then the other tribe came in, the winning tribe, and that they got to eat, the tribe that got to eat, they picked the first member to be on the jury.
Yeah. So that one was a wild one. And I don't know if this has happened before. I think this season they're throwing in like a lot of different curveballs and a lot of different changes to the game, right? Because I don't remember them doing 2 tribals out in one night, and then one of them. And I could be wrong, guys. You know, I love Survivor. I'm a big fan, but again, I got mommy brain.
We don't track it that
we
much.
don't track. We be forgetting their names as we're watching it. Okay. And that'll make us less of a fan. It's just that we got different type of brains. So, anyways, so I think this is one of the first times that they've done it this way, and it makes it scary because you have to decide on who's going to go on the jury and who's going to help you if they're on the jury and if they like you and if you have alliances with them or a relationship or whatnot, right?
And when they got back from eating, they went back to the tribe, and then Say's over here like, we had this and that and this and that. We had nachos, and then we also had this and that.
Mitch was livid. He was tight. And she kept running down the list of food that they got to eat. And of course, why are you
Be humble.
Be humble. Facts. It's like she did it on purpose. It's like, why would you be malicious?
Yeah, because now I feel like she's intentionally trying to go through groups.
I agree. Yes, she's doing it on purpose. But then wouldn't you think she's such a smart player though? Like that would cause a target on your back because you're annoying.
Yeah, and she probably knows that.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like a gameplay for her. Like, let me try and get into their minds, right?
Yeah.
Into their heads. And let me...
They're like, no, I wish I could eat.
Yeah, I think yeah. That's a smart move on her part, but also very, very annoying. So, I'm going to tell you this. We've been rooting for Say on and off because she is just super annoying.
Mostly off.
Mostly off. Sorry, Say. You know, we're just giving our opinions on what we watched. And, you know, like everyone else said, you gave your opinions. We're giving ours. And you came off a little annoying. You know, we ain't going to lie. You're smart and you articulate yourself very well, and we appreciate that. But you're still annoying because both two things can be true, right?
Yep.
So, all right. So now it's tribal council time. Mm-hmm. And the first group goes up. Yeah, you're right. She's going to come at everyone, and that jury's going to be very, very long. And she probably makes it all about her. So I'm glad she's gone. Sorry, not sorry. That's how it goes. Then the second tribal council happened. But noodles. Then it's go ahead.
Cedric went home.
And Cedric was trying to save Say. Cedric goes home. They blindsided him. They were trying to make it seem like it was going to be Shaheen. So they went around because Cedric was kind of like a flip-flop kind of vote. You know, he can go either way. And I really thought it was going to be Shaheen. And that was just really sad because both Say and Cedric are now got voted off at the same time. Only difference is
the rivals got voted out on the same time.
On the same time. That is on the same night. When they see each other backstage, that's gonna be insane. Like and Say voted for Cedric. Remember in the last episode?
Yeah.
And
Cedric was stressed. And by the game that Say was playing, I would know who it was. I would know who it was Say because she's sneaky like that.
Yep. Like who else is gonna vote for you? I would have known it was Say who voted for Cedric because you voted for, it was the only vote on there, and you voted for me, 2-3 other times. So of course I'm going to know that it was you. And then she wrote it in cursive, which was, it was pretty clever to do that. It was pretty smart. Kind of, right?
But also even if it was in cursive, I would still know. Because she still plays a game like that.
And she had a straight face, too, when they were talking about it. Though it was dark. It was dark when they were talking about it. It was nighttime. But she was good at lying. Talk about... Was she one of the ones who was saying they're going to play the game honestly? I think it was a few of them. I think they're all trying to play this season in like an honest way.
Except for Camilla and Kyle.
Except for them. But then Chrissy was a little upset about that at Tribal Council. This is a game of Survivor. You have to lie, and that's how you're going to get to the end. So at Tribal Council, they had this issue with how to play the game with integrity or without lying. And I honestly don't know how you can get on a show that is about outsmarting of the game to survive.
Well, also... last season, Sue, she was honest the whole game and she got pretty far. Then at like the end of the game, that's why I would play like a little bit sneaky.
That's your gameplay? I can see that. That's pretty good, actually. And she was just annoying. So that's how she got kicked off. And you have to outwit. Yes, guys. It was 2 people that went home last episode. And Cedric is now part of the jury. So that's going to be interesting. And this Wednesday, let's see how that goes. And we will be back.
And I'm glad that Say's not on the jury, because I would just be annoyed when it comes to the finale and she's rambling about whatever they did.
That's a fact.
Especially with Cedric.
She would come for Cedric, but she's probably beating him up behind closed, in the back at the room or wherever they're located. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in. We will be back with our commentary for next episode.
Make sure to like and subscribe and hit those post notifications to get a notification whenever we post a new video.
That's right, guys. All right, take care. We love you. Peace.